We move on to the other system. That's the third one, the personality system. So personality may be considered as the organized system of orientation and motivation of action of individual actors. So orientation and motivation of action of the individual actor. So basic components of personality is the need disposition. Now this need disposition is a very significant unit with respect to the motivation which leads to action. So we look at this need disposition in a very central way. So need dispositions are actually the moving forces, the drives that should be shaped by social setting. So the social setting might be instrumental in motivating a person to take an action for the gratification of certain needs. So basic unit of personality system is the individual actor. So the focus is on individual's needs, his or her motives, his or her attitudes, and on the basis of these, the person is motivated, is urged to take action for the gratification of these needs. So it results in the acceptance, rejection, and seeking new objects to satisfy needs. So that is very important for pushing a person to take an action for the satisfaction of the needs. The three basic types of need dispositions are, first of all, it impels actors to seek love and approval from their social relationships. So they will be looking into some kind of approval of their actions, of their activities. Action could be anything. It might be starting from the appearance to moving in some other direction. Then we see that internalization of the values that makes actors to observe cultural standards. So this is through the process of socialization. The cultural values are made part and parcel of the personality of the individual. Cultural values means the standards of behavior, standards of movement, standards for the gratification of the needs. And thirdly, the role expectations leads the actors to reciprocate. And again, role expectations might again be determined by the cultural patterns of the society. So actor is impelled by the drives as well as dominated by the culture. So basically, portrayal of passive personality system. So if the person's behavior or their actions are all governed by the culture, it gives the impression that the person is not an active kind of individual, it's a passive kind of individual. He has a passive personality, simply submitting to the norms of the society, culture of the society, values of the society. So Parsons tried to endow the actor with some creativity as well. So when we look at the cultural system, we see that it is never static, it is changing. Now, when we talk about change, the change is again created by the people. So in that context, the person or the individual or our actor may not be having a passive kind of personality, a passive kind of individual. He is endowed with some creativity as well. But at the same time, we see that the personality system is integrated with the social system, because this individual whose personality system we are talking is not an isolated person. He is participating member of the society. So actors must learn to see themselves in a way that fits with the place they occupy in the society. So since they are participating members of the society, therefore they have certain role, they have certain status in the society, and accordingly they have to play the role. So the role is being played in accordance with the expectations of the society. So role expectations are attached to each of the roles occupied by the actors. So learning of self-discipline, internalization of value orientation is part and parcel of the whole process of this personality. So there could be some element of malintegration as well. Although we see that the person's behavior is governed by the culture, and he internalizes culture through socialization, but still we might see that the person might disagree with some of the expectations from the society. So there could be some differences, and from these differences the changes do appear. The fourth system is a behavioral organism. So human being might be considered in the biological sense, the source of energy for other three systems. So this behavioral organism is actually the moving individual, and other systems are part of it. So we see that it is based on genetic constitution. So organization of the system is affected by the processes of conditioning and learning that occurs in life. So we see that it's a biological organism. It has a genetic constitution, but that biological organism is processed in accordance with the culture of the society. It is affected by the culture of the society. No, that person is conditioned by the culture of the society. His behavior is conditioned. So the whole activity and actions are conditioned by the cultural system. So we see that all the systems are interrelated, interlinked, interdependent on one another. So at birth we simply are behavioral organisms. As we develop, we gain personality, identity. Identity starts right from the childhood, whether a person is a male or a female, then about the age, then about the other things with respect to, let's say, other requirements which change with the age. So people internalize the values of the society. So they make social values of the cultural system as their own. So they own them. They try to let's say uphold those values, and through their actions, their behavior demonstrates that they are upholding the cultural values of the society. So that all that process takes place through the process of socialization. So that socialization shows the interrelationship of four systems. So we look, so learning in social system. So learning cannot take place in isolation. The person has to be part of the society. Society is that unit which tries to socialize the individual. That very society has the culture. So the learning of culture takes place, let's say in the company of others. So individual identity as part of the personality system. As part of the socialization, individual identity is developed. So biological equipment from behavioral organism is provided, and all these four systems are integrated, interrelated with each other. So four systems are not, let's say, mutually exclusive. They are inclusive, they are interdependent, integrated with each other. So they demonstrate that they show that they are interdependent, and because of this interdependence, each system is functional, and then perhaps the whole process of functionalism continues.